is brought to you by the People's National Party.
Make the trumpets play. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how we can do it together. When we look at the future of precipice, we see Jamaica needs the vision of the PSP. People said the bag of promises, them can't carry go shop. And the crime rate getting higher, wonder when it does now comrades. Jamaican people want better. Economy coming like stormy weather. Ancestors are turning on them grave. We can tell me how.
The proceeding was brought to you by the People's National Party.
The scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs. I know why you come to me with that foolishness, you know. You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right start that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.
Hello, welcome. Happy Friday. Oh, blessed Friday. Blessed Friday to those in television land. Blessed Friday to our silent supporters, and blessed Friday to everyone in the chat. Thank you so much as usual for tuning in. Remember, when you come in, thumbs up the live, share us out if you can. And if you're new to the channel, please show us some support by subscribing. That will be greatly appreciated. And the membership is still active for those who want to join the membership. Let me just express our condolences to the families and communities of persons who have lost their lives. May their soul rest in peace. And also, please remember to keep everyone in your prayers, because everyone is in dire straits right now. So continue keeping everyone in your prayers. Today's topic is Vaz Caught Red Handed with your host, Mystic Sensation, and hopefully we'll be joined by Melting Pot shortly. Let me just go ahead and welcome those in the chat. Wandan, Gideon, Gidari Singh, Lindell McCormack, Patel Cruikshank, Yvette Rastawan, Lavina Miles, Crucial, King Tillich Anderson, David Webster, Reggaematic, Winnie Me, David Webster, Christopher Wright, Bev Grant, Deborah Cohen. Welcome. 123 Matthew, God bless. Welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Without any delay, I am going to hand over to Baron.
All right. This Friday, morning,
Welcome.
Friday afternoon for us, morning for some, right? Depending on the region you are, and of course, night for some, right? I want to say once again a big, welcome to you all, right? To tune into the Mystic Sensation, right? And of course, for the facts and keep government in check. Now, I want to take the time out in terms of, highlighting two of our women, right? Powerful journalists, right? Who definitely is doing a wonderful work, right? As it relates to keeping the government, right, in check. and wanting to make sure that checks and balance done the way it ought to be done, right? And these two ladies, I will say, right, is ensuring that they put the government on notice that they will be asking the questions, right, relating to checks, balance, and transparency, right? And they will not stop, right? And they are very much persistent. So I want to take the time out to, of course, big up none other than Dean Jackson Miller to be doing a good job keeping the government in check. And of course, none other than our ace, right, journalist, investigator, Zara Burton, right, keeping the government in check, right. We have some various of topics that we are going to be discussing this morning, and particularly where we see that the JLP megaphone, right, has turned up their heat against the Gargamel. We are going to break that down, and again, we are going to show Jamaica that Darrell Vaz hands are caught in the cookie jar, and of course, we'll be revealing some damning information as it relates to Darrell Vaz, right? So, if he's listening, you can stand by and hear what I have to say, right? So, we will be speaking about Zara Burton and Dean Jackson, who keeping the government right in check and in tune as it relates to transparency. GLP megaphone against Buju Banton, we'll be touching that. Darrell Vaz criminal intent, of course. You know, Mystic Sensation is going to touch that, right? Investigation as it relates to into the 110 school buses. We are going to now explore that, and we are going to, of course, direct, right, investigators, right, to have, or the relevant persons to have Darrell Vaz charged, right, because and this again under this subtopic, right, you are going to see that the control that Andrew Holness have over the criminal justice system, and as to why Darrell Vaz has not been charged, we are going to get into that. Crippling information that we are going to surface today. All right. Now, as we spoke about Zara Burton and Dean Jackson, I am going to show you a clip. Play a clip for us all, right, to show you the struggle that Dean Jackson Miller has and Zara Burton in terms of getting information from the government. This government, right, is a kleptocratic government. It's a government that gone rogue, right, is doing everything in terms of suppressing information. And you are going to see that it is pointed out very clear as it relates to Dean Jackson Miller and Zara Burton. I want you to tune in on this. We just want to highlight that this government is not there for checks and balance. This government is everything about criminality. It's just plain and simple, and we have to accept it for what it is. And we know that the Jamaica Labour Party have their defenders out there, those who love criminality, right, and those who are eating out of the trough. But to the fact that we are not eating out of the trough, likes like Lonesome, not eating out of the trough, likes like Melting Pot, not eating out of the trough, likes like Mystic Sensation, not eating out of the trough. We are speaking the truth. We are bringing forward the evidence. And as what Lonesome said, right, he doesn't deal with any form of fake news. And indeed, he's correct, right? So we make sure that when we investigate, right, we have all our ducks in a row, right? Remember, right, Lonesome sent out the eagle, and you have seen what the eagle brought in as it relates to putting Darrell Vaz's hands in the cookie jar. My mites, disgraceful, despicable. However, let us tune in to what Dean Jackson and Zara Burton have for us. All right. Dean Jackson, right? I am telling you, right? Kudos goes to you, my lady. All right.
More questions about oversight and getting information about the hurricane recovery process. And of course, that means questions about how government is spending our money. I'm Dion Jax Miller. Thank you so much for joining me. Time for tea. I'd done a video about some questions I asked at the November 11, 2025 press briefing about the Hurricane Melissa recovery effort, but I'd wanted to share some other questions and answers for you from the briefing and make a couple of comments.
Good morning, everybody. I am with 18 Degrees North, Zara Burton, and I have 5 questions. The first one is regarding Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Last week, he said in a cabinet meeting that he was about to go to, there would be discussion of allocation of expenditures, and that Minister Tufton had put in quite a hefty bill, and you said under your breath as well that you also had your portion. I wanted to know if we could get a breakdown by ministry at this stage of the game, what the allocation of expenditures was at last week's meeting, and so what each ministry is working with. 2, as journalists and members of the public, it is particularly difficult sometimes to get information on expenditures and revenues coming in a timely manner. It's something we've complained about over and over again. The ATI Act has not yet been amended, even though we've been asking for years about it. I wanted to know if under this situation with Melissa, there are some sections of that act, specifically 2 things that jump out at me. The government agencies have a way of often saying that this is commercially sensitive information that they can't give out. 2, they often say, especially during COVID, for instance, when you ask for contracts from donors with COVID vaccines, that information is not available, or a legal opinion is being sought as to whether that information can be made available because there are some sensitivities in the act and exemptions in the act related to foreign relations, if it would compromise anything related to confidential information from international partners. We, I think, as members of the public, would want those items relaxed in the act, the ATI Act, so that we can, in fact, get the information without those exemptions being considered for the purpose of this recovery and for accountability.
All right. I'll come to ATI separately when you're finished, yes. All right, so that's number 2.
Number 3, in terms of the IC Act, QCA database, that also has not been made public for some time now, some years. They also went to the Oversight Committee in Parliament.
All right, go ahead, finish your question. Finish your question.
Oversight Committee in Parliament to speak about the idea that there's a particular section of the IC Act which bars them from giving the QCA database on a quarterly basis as they used to do. Again, just wondering if anything can be done to relax that, any kind of emergency legislation that can come to the fore so that that can be relaxed, so that the QCA database can continue to be published, especially during the Hurricane Melissa period. That's 3. The 4th thing, you mentioned the temporary housing, and I wanted to know what kind of quotations and for what kind of housing are you considering at this stage? I realized that you said there are quotations being sought, and I also wanted to know, as a part B to that question, I know you mentioned the churches for the National Prayer Day. I wanted to know if the churches have also been approached about opening up maybe some of the dormitories they have for missionaries to house some of the people that are in fact without shelter. 5, the United States yesterday gave an additional US $10 million worth of aid. 22 million in total is the amount now. I just wanted to understand, because I was reading about Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, and one of the complaints in that jurisdiction, I realize it's a totally different situation in that Puerto Rico is tied to the US, but one of the complaints in that situation was that the United States mainland contractors got most of the contracts. Just asking if in the US case, if there was any kind of stipulation that any US contractors would have to be hired in order to get this aid, anything like that, that you could communicate with us, as well as any other international donor partner that may have made those kinds of indications.
Let me pause here to say that Zara is asking about the ATI, or the Access to Information Act, along with the IC, that's the Integrity Commission Act. Now, one of the main points she's making, she's asking if it can be easier for me, for you, the media, the public, to get information such as the QCA, that's the quarterly contract awards, that tells us who is getting what government contracts, because that's a big part of knowing how government is spending money and who is getting the money. She's also making an important point that because of the current crisis, there's a whole heap of information that the media and the public should be able to get in the interest of transparency. And she's asking, can you make it easier for us to get this information?
All right. Thank you for your questions.
Right.
That was quite extensive. Some I can answer, some I
Right, because we don't want to go too much into the Ann Jackson situation. We just want to show, right, our listeners, as it relates to this particular government, try to suppress information from the public, right? Now, as it relates to the questions in terms of what Zara Burton is digging into in terms of the AI, access to information, ATI, access to information, right? I remember, right, the first time, and I think it's our platform, right, based on what I know, right, was digging into the JUMP portal, because on the JUMP portal, right, there were areas where you could search and you can find a specific contract that given to contractors, and you could be able to tell, right, the total of the contract and so forth. When I went on the JUMP portal and started to investigate that and coming out with certain information, what the government had done, the government had put up some reinforcement in terms of, right, information beyond 2020 or 2021 on the JUMP portal, right? You cannot get that information. You cannot get that information on the JUMP portal. Now, let us reason this, my Jamaican people. Under the People's National Party, right, where Portia Simpson was the prime minister, right, you did not have that restriction on information. You didn't. And one of the reasons why, because Portia Simpson administration, you understand, far way more transparent and hoping, right, for you to go there and access information. I think this thing started with PJ Patterson. Kudos to PJ Patterson, right? That, want to show a level of transparency where you can go in, right, and get the information as you so required. So I am showing Jamaica something with this particular administration. Why I say that they're a kleptocratic, right, administration, a government that gone rogue. So the PJ Patterson carried that on, right? Bruce Golden, of course, carried that on, right? Portia Simpson carried that on. But guess what? Andrew Holness administration lock it down and execute, right, Section 53, subsection 3 on the Integrity Commission to muzzle them. Is to show you from the onset, and I am reasoning, I'm trying to be surgical, is to show you from the onset that this government, right, venture into power wasn't about building Jamaica. No, they weren't. It was about getting into power, right, and deals with crony capitalism, right, greed, beyond greed, right, corruption, beyond corruption. And so then you can see a plan premeditatedly set in place. Why am I saying that there was a plan premeditatedly set in place? The first time the government, right, ventured into power, what the government decided to do? Not to sign the code of conduct. So people, let us reason this out this morning. Why would a government, right, who saying that they are dealing with political representation, but at the same time, right, telling the people that they are not going to put themselves under certain responsibility, right, that is expected of them as it relates to, parliamentary, right, standard operating procedures or standing orders, right, are the norm of the politics, the political norms of parliament. So you see, from the onset, from beginning, from day one, right, they crushed that, right, while the opposition signed off, right, and also instructed, the opposition leader signed off and also instructed all of his subordinates to subscribe to parliamentary norms, because of course the opposition is about checks and balance. Remember, it is Mark Golden who helped to draft the Integrity Commission Act for the purpose of protecting Jamaican taxpayers. But obviously, no, this administration come to destroy, search, destroy, damage, and this is definitely true. This is 100% true. Now, when you look on the situation as it relates to Dion Jackson Miller, right, Zara Burton, asking these questions, right, for the government to, be more open to transparency, be open to checks and balance. One of the things with this government, when Andrew Holness was in opposition, I want people to remember, if you notice, every time Mystic Sensation start, I play that clip. I play that clip reminding Andrew Holness what he said. He said that every single Jamaican has the right to hold his or her government in power accountable. And if the government is doing things, that, right, the citizens don't approve of, Andrew Holness is saying, don't sit there. Don't be silent. Speak out. Speak out and bring the government to transparency. No, Jamaica, Andrew Holness is now in power. And Andrew Holness administration is doing everything to suppress that very same information and to say, don't criticize the government. Basically, that's what they are saying. They are not open to criticism. They make sure they have their megaphones, that if you criticize the government, you see the megaphone activate. You see the deflection. And you see the attack, the series of attack. And then one doesn't seem to remember that it was the very same Andrew Holness, while he was in opposition, was saying to Jamaican people to hold the government accountable. So that being said, let us take on the megaphone. Since Buju Banton, the Gargamel, right, my artist, because when me tell you say, you understand, Gargamel tune, yeah, can play anytime, anywhere. Gargamel, quite inspirative. And to the fact that the Gargamel came out and spoke nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. You see the megaphone rise. And Daryl Vaz came out lying, saying that he had dealt with over 300 planes and cargoes who back and forth, and right, not one report, right, indicating that, of course, Buju Banton, right, is lying. He came out now plain in saying that Buju Banton, right, was lying. But we caught his hands in the cookie jar, and that is embarrassing to the Jamaica Labour Party. Despicable despicable when you have a minister who's supposed to protect the people of Jamaica, particularly within this crisis. And we are an ordinary citizen like Buju Banton who feel the need of the sympathy, the empathy, right? The care, there's much care that he had taken to make sure that, okay, I am doing this for my brothers and sisters, right? And take the time in terms of preparing, right, a cargo, right, and deliver to his people. But a government that is a kleptocratic government, what did they do? They are just now waiting, right, anticipating on the deliveries to convert them to their personal use, right? And this is the government that we have in power, the government who's supposed to show the care, but this is what the government is doing. You can see the level of care that Andrew Holness is meting out as it relates to the hurricane pathway of Melissa, the devastating destruction that Melissa, right, had given unto the people of Jamaica. But the Prime Minister who said that he's very much in care, very much sympathetic, right, and empathizing with the Jamaican people. You know what the Prime Minister offer? The Prime Minister offer per constituency $10 million. This is the Prime Minister that Jamaica have today that is saying he's care for Jamaica, empathize, sympathize. He understand what the Jamaicans are going through, the Jamaicans who live within the pathway of Melissa. But he believed that $10 million per constituency to him is okay. And you see that so-called level of care, right? Because really and truly, my Jamaican people, he doesn't have any. He doesn't know how to care. He's a narcissist, right? And really and truly, again, as I said, Melissa visited us on a wind trust as it relates to Category 5, a wind trust of 185 miles per hour wind. Andrew Holness equally duplicate the damage of Hurricane Melissa, added to that distress, right? And so then we have to face Melissa, and then we have to face Andrew Holness. And that is the truth, my friend, whether you want to accept it, yes or no. Now, let us get into the megaphone. Without any delay, honey, let us hear what Buju Banton has to say in one of his final responses. Let us listen to what the Gargamel has to say. Play it.
Comments. Because when I watch him, I have to answer the ignorant. Because I have some guys out there with them pay, especially in Jamaica, and some girls, some all that girl them pay, and some batty boy, you know them kind of people. We call them D-man. I don't give a fuck. D-man. Them come on your page, and all them I try to is make you look like you don't know what you're saying. Me no pet them, me no pamper them. Them like me, my worst no blood clot like them. Look, I know them are evil, I know them are demons, I know them are dopey. And them fuck up Jamaica.
All right.
I don't watch comments.
Is Buju Banton lying as it relates to, you know, people who double down in criminality, people who defending this government, even when it is indefensible? You have seen people like who I'm going to show defending the criminality. And of course, no doubt, they are eating out of the trough. Honey, play the next clip. Now, Jamaica, listen as it relates to what the Minister of Mining and Energy and Transportation
time out just to indicate that there was an unfortunate post yesterday by a musician indicating that there were some wrongdoings in relation to the cargo that came for relief. While I welcome all efforts and attempts for persons to help in small, medium, and large ways. Fact of the matter is that we must have an accountable system. And I want to publicly state today, without fear of contradiction, that I did an overnight investigation, including cameras and including the custom broker who handled the shipment. And I want to make it very clear that the shipment left the airport intact as it came, fully wrapped, and everything that was there left the airport in the custody of the charitable organization. It went to a warehouse in Spanish Town, which the government has no involvement in whatsoever. So as far as what we did in terms of making sure that the goods that were meant for the people, the poor suffering people, were delivered. And I want to thank all of the airport staff that continue to work so tirelessly under the worst strain and pressure to make sure that we manage all of these cargo flights in a smooth and efficient manner. I am the first one to say that it's not perfect because we are now overburdened with more flights than we normally expect. However, we are doing our best, and I'm going to ask for everybody to please just do what you are doing and do so in the best interest of the people of Jamaica, and do not cause mischief or nuisance, because I will be there to defend the government as long as it is on the seaside or the port side. Absolute rubbish was posted, and I say so without fear of contradiction. And anybody who wants, come to me and I will give you the evidence. We will investigate any case and every case because we want transparency and accountability. What we don't want is mischief and nuisance. And that's what was posted last night. God bless Jamaica.
Okay. All right. So, Daryl Vaz, I am going to speak to you, sir. Because what you have highlighted, that you want checks and balance, you are not describing such checks and balance. Now, based on what you have said, Daryl Vaz, that the donation in question, we want to reason rationally and intelligently. The donation in question as we speak, this is your statement. This is your statement. Open quote. That donation left the airport as it came, fully wrapped. That's a very serious statement. So let me ask you, Daryl Vaz, was there any particular inspection done on this donation and this pallet? Was there any particular inspection done? People, I want you to understand why I asked the question. Because, let me say to you, we visualize the video that Lonesome provided us with the plane. And we have seen inside the cargo. And we have seen the particular donation in question, or the particular pallet in question, where it was fully wrapped. Right? But based on what you said, bring the entire situation now in disrepute. Because you have said, you have stated clear, publicly, that the same way how they arrived in the cargo, these items were just processed through. I am asking you, Daryl Vaz, and I need journalists to ask you the question. was there any checks and balance, or is there any checks and balance based on, right, what is happening, right, post Melissa, and persons who are sending in pallets of donations? Is there any inspection done to ensure that there is no guns, there is no ammunition hidden amongst these, disguise itself as donation? Am I asking a wrong question here, Darrell Vaz? Or am I asking the right question? Are you saying that as a result of Melissa, we drop our guards, right? Not having the understanding that one can use this opportunity to also send lethal weapon in our island? The reason why I ask you that question, Darrell Vaz, because I want you to answer us. So if you said yes, those items were properly checked because maybe you want to defend the system now, then the next question that the next thing that I'm going to ask you to do, that, okay, show the CCTV evidence in terms of the inspection. Darrell Vaz, you know that we are out here, and you know very well that we are preparing to dig deep into this. And so then, for you to be saying that these the pallets that came in on that cargo plane, right, was untouched, right? No one interfered with the packages. They weren't disturbed, right? They were sent off, right, as it relates to the respective place. This is telling me that there's a breakdown in policies, right, as it relates to inspection. So then I'm going to give you a responsibility, Darrell Vaz. Yes. That come out and answer this. We want to know if inspection been done. And if inspection been done, Darrell Vaz, you on your megaphone, that's the video. That's the CCTV footage we want to see of all those items were inspected, right? And who engaged with those items at the time. If you cannot show that, right, just continue to remain silent. Shut up your mouth. Now, Darrell Vaz, let me say this to you. You have now remained in the silence, right? We are looking forward to hear from you, sir, based on, you understand my request, and, you know, I mean, journalists, investigative journalists, right? Put it up, let me see.
The videos.
Huh?
You're asking for the videos. Several persons are asking to show.
Yes, no, we are going to show the videos. For persons who are asking for the videos, yeah, man, remember, you know, you're dealing with Mystic Sensation. Mystic Sensation is not going to leave out nothing that you want to see, my sister. We are going to show the videos. All right. But let me go through first, right? Because we do things in a chronological sequence. We want even the baby to understand where we are coming from. All right. Now let us get to, right, the mega speakers who come out to defend Andrew Holness. Yes, honey, that thing of that young lady there, right? Tonight, we are just going to take it slow, right, and deal with that accordingly. Yes. Thank you.
Bojo Banton, come here, because me want to know if I saw you salt. That so much aid coming at this country, so much plane coming at this country from so much countries across this world,
Okay.
And a year cargo. Then going on, how you so salt? And I heard Minister Darrell Vaz coming out to say you guys know each other personally, and you could have reached out to him as somebody in top level leadership to look into this matter for you. But you know, in my mind, I just think that you just want to say something to make the government of Jamaica look bad.
Oh, yeah.
And you should also understand that it's not only going to let the government look bad, it's going to make the country look bad on a whole to international person who already grab up this story and run down with it, international superstar, things missing at airport. If you stop it, you know there are other ways that you could have dealt with this.
Uh-huh. Take her away. Take her away. My. Now, let me ask that young lady something. I never know that Buju Banton, right, is making the effort to make Jamaica look bad. Now, let me ask you something, my young lady. Do you believe that when the Prime Minister of a country, unable to have his statutory declaration certified, going 3 years consistently, do you think he makes the country look bad? When you have a Prime Minister who is challenging in court, right, his own checks and balance system and asking the court to throw out the Corruption Act that deals with illicit enrichment, do you think that that Prime Minister is making the country look bad? I leave that question for you to answer, right? If you have, you know, a rational mind, or you just politically biased, eating out of the trough, and yes, you like the criminality. So I leave that up to you. Let us go to the other clip and break it down for them to show you the mega phone that comes out to defend criminality. Look at this one, my Jamaican people.
Okay. So, I gather that Buju has responded to Mr. Vaz. Is that it? All right. Let me bring that up in the news group, Nora. Then come read it from Nora. Oh, Buju Banton, Minister Vaz, with all due respect, I can see that you remain unaware of how things went. The goods were not taken from the plane to our trucks, but instead taken from the plane to an area we had no sight of. On day one, our persons waited for some 7+ hours for the clearance of the items and for the trucks to be loaded. On day two, the same thing happened, with the only difference being that the time they took to get us the items from customs was a shorter wait time. Seals were broken and things were taken. I have no reason to create mischief nor make up stories. As usual, you have tried to make this political. For your information, the packages on the flight for the PNP MPs were donated and placed there by various Florida commissioners and donors. I allowed them the space on the plane as this is about Jamaica, not about PNP or JLP as we're all suffering. The reality is that the system is broken. If you took the time to read the comments under my post, you would realize that though I may have been the first public figure to come forward with this issue, I am not the first person to have experienced it. The common thread continues to be a lack of accountability and trying to shame and blame the person who speaks out. It is extremely disappointing that this is the attitude and approach you have chosen to take, but not surprising. Let me see the rest of it, or is that it? That's it. So Buju Banton has responded to the transport minister. He has pointed out that, listen, the goods were not cleared in customs from the port and handed to them directly. According to Mr. Banton, the goods, and let me just quote that part of his response, the goods were not taken from the plane to our trucks, but instead taken from the plane to an area we had no sight of. On day one, our persons waited for some 7+ hours for the clearance of the items and for the trucks to be loaded. On day two, the same thing happened, says Buju, with the only difference being that the time they took to get us the items from customs was a shorter time. In other words, what Buju is saying, we don't know what happened in the more than 7 hours that we didn't have sight of all containers or barrels. 7+ hours. Anything could have happened. That's what he's saying. Yeah? Seals were broken and the things were taken. And he has no reason to create mischief. Yeah? So we're learning more now because this is the response of Mr. Banton.
So let me just pick up after Cliff Hughes there, and let me ask the question what Cliff Hughes, right, has not asked. So, Darrell Vaz, your narrative is that the cargo came in and the things were unloaded from the cargo and it goes straight to the receiver or the truck, right, that received the items. That is your argument. Buju's argument is saying no, right? The things were unloaded, right, and sent to an area where they have no observation. No observation as it relates to what may have transpired. Okay.
So let me just interject there and just say
Yes.
one thing.
Come in on.
If the items were taken to an area where they had no sight of, then that was a breakdown in protocol.
Yes.
Because we've cleared stuff at the regular wharf.
Yes.
We've cleared stuff at the airport wharf in Montego Bay many times.
Mm-hmm.
And everything is checked in front of you. Everything is opened in front of you. The seals are broken in front of you. The items are checked in front of you, and then you're asked to pack them back. So that there was some breakdown somewhere there because they should not have checked without somebody from Buju's team being there to monitor stuff.
Yes, but honey, let us tell the people. Now, so this is the question now that we are going to ask Darrell Vaz. No, we are going to make a request to Darrell Vaz. Darrell Vaz, okay, you're saying A, Buju is saying B. Now, please meet us in the middle as it relates to transparency. We are asking you now to show that CCTV footage as it relates to us when the cargo came in, right, and where the goods unloaded, and it goes straight to the people who are receiving it on behalf of Buju, right? Comes out now, Darrell Vaz, and show us that CCTV footage, because obviously you have CCTV cameras would have captured those areas. So for Darrell Vaz, okay, this is what I'm saying, I'm telling you to do, right? Put it out there, right? To give your mega squad, right, juice or meat on the bone. Give them something to talk about or challenge us on social media, right, who is defending Gargamel, because we are saying that 100% what Gargamel is saying is true. We, my wife and I, right, we have cleared stuff through the airport, and the seal has broken in the presence of us. That did not happen in this particular case. So then, and we know you have CCTV footage. So the time you're coming out, right, playing politics and trying now to the fact that you learn of the theft. So let us now deal with it as it is. But before I deal with it as it is, my people in the chat, right, are asking for the footages, and we are going to show that footages before, you know, we start to deal with you. But we are saying to you now, Mr. Vaz, that you could do Jamaica a good service, or you could do the globe a good service in terms of transparency, right, and defending yourself, because you're in a whole lot of mess. You're in a whole lot of shit. The shit touched the fan. And to avoid all of that, just simply say, okay, all right, bring forth the CCTV footage that show that, okay, the cargo comes in and we remove the items from the cargo, and the pallet in question, right, was processed in terms of going to people who are receiving it on Buju's behalf. And that will close the deal for us. That will close the deal for us. So then we are asking you, we are telling you to come out and present that, right? Now, if you cannot present that, this is where we are going. I am going to show the clip of the evidence, and then this is where we are going. I want to take the opportunity, said, Wayne Lonesome, big up yourself. Flying the eagle pick up what the eagle need to pick up and deliver to the Titan office. And so then the Titan office is going to deal with it accordingly and show it to the people. That's how we work. Now, watch this. Let us show the first video. Wifey, doing a wonderful job here. Now, here's the cargo, my people. Evidence.
Think this is a game? Watch on the plane.
Well wrapped.
Fully loaded.
Fully loaded.
Joke thing are going in this. Fully loaded.
Seals and the barrel. Okay. Video number one, evidence. And what we have shown, right, where that is concerned, where you have seen it properly wrapped. You have seen the seal around the barrels. Just like when we are sending barrels, and those barrels, right, the seal broke in front of us as evidence as it relates to Donald Sangster's airport. And I believe that the policy would also affect Norman Manley Airport, depending on the administration who is ruling, which is the Jamaica Labour Party administration. So that is our evidence as it relates to what we had shown, right into the cargo. You understand, the eagle has eyes in the cargo, and where you see the pallet in question, well wrapped, and not only well wrapped, properly sealed. Now look on the second picture. Let us show the picture and show what we are looking at. And come and talk to us, Daryl Vaz. Let us present the picture on it. Now, my people, look at that.
The barrels.
These are the barrels. Where is the seal? Look, my Jamaican people, there is no seal on the barrel. So now what they have done now, right? They went in, right? They do what they do, and if you look carefully, you see Buju name on the barrel. You know? Look on the white paper there, mark experienced aviation. Under the hook stick, you see Buju. So them know say Buju stuff. And for the Buju stuff, yeah man, things of value must in it. My Jamaican people, here's the evidence that we present today. That you can see that the seal is missing. And you see the barrel wrapped back in disguising to to say that no one goes into the barrel. So there I am present to the public court of opinion evidence number 2 that the seal has been removed. Before I take it away on it, that the seal has been removed. And this definitely goes against what Darrell Vaz stated. Darrell Vaz came out and stated that the pallet and all the items received from the cargo was taken and delivered same way as they came. Now, Darrell Vaz, if you are looking on this, sir, if you are looking on this, Mr. Vaz, you have known now that what you have said, you know fully well that you have lied to the Jamaican people. You have lied to the Jamaican people. Evidence number 2. Let us go to evidence number 3. Now let us find evidence number 3. Right? Once again, right? Big up yourself, the Titan boss, because the Titan boss sent me these videos. Look at that.
So from when I left Miami this morning, the first tanker just reached. It's me that go. I'm full of this place of people. It's good.
Take it away. Let me talk to you again, Darrell Vaz. Come in front of the class here. So, Darrell Vaz, this again go against another lie you told. You said that as soon as the cargo came in, they were unloaded and they were given to the persons who are receiving it on behalf of Buju. Sir, the cargo was in the airport, landed from 9 a.m. the morning. 9 a.m. And when Buju, right, came in receipt of the items, 7 p.m. Now, you're looking on partially 10 hours, sir. Right? So based on the time frame as it relates to 9 a.m. and 7 p.m.
No, he said he waited 7 hours to get it.
Yeah, but that's what he said. But the information as it relates to when the plane landed was 9 a.m.
Okay.
Right? And to 7 p.m. So partially 10 hours, sir. 10 hours. That goes against the lie you told. So obviously this is not going well for you, right, Mr. Vaz? But let Mystic Sensation now tell you why it is not going well for you. Sir, you have a history of lying. Sir, you have a history of criminality. Serious criminality. And we are going to point them out this morning. And sir, with due respect, you being the Minister of Mining and Energy and Transportation, right, as it relates to our ports of entry, it's a dangerous game of Russian roulette that the Jamaican Prime Minister is playing to have you at the helm. You're a dangerous person. I am going to prove it right now. Let us go to Vaz Visa Row and show you that your actions are criminal in nature. And so then when you come out against a decent citizen like Buju Banton, it's shameful. Now, here is it, Mr. Vaz, right? By Bert Wilkinson, September 29, 2021. Let us start, Darrell Vaz. Let us show the people your business, right? Let us show the people your business. Now, 2 years ago, the U.S. government mysteriously yanked the American entry visas of Jamaican government Minister Darrell Vaz and his wife, and that of former opposition lawmaker Philip Palwell, and as usual gave no reason for doing so routinely, citing federal confidentiality laws. Let us get into this. The visa revocation led to widespread speculation as to the reason for doing so, as the officials did not budge over the period, but developments in recent days have shed new light on why Vaz was forced to work and live without being able to travel for the US since 2019. Now, Darrell Vaz, you know, we have to expose a little thing that we need to expose about you. Now, just as mysteriously as his visa was taken away, the U.S. mission in Kingston, the capital, contacted Vaz recently to indicate they would reinstate his entry permit. Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy and Technology, was elated, but there has been so much controversy surrounding the issue that the main opposition, People's National Party, has called on the Andrew Holness administration to both explain it to the Jamaican public and to terminate his service. There is, however, a howler in the reinstatement. Detailed in special immigration codes. Let us go now to the special immigration codes now, Darrell Vaz, because we have to push out the business out the door now. When you come out like this, right, and you want to know, defame Buju Banton character. You want to call him a liar. And you want to say that Buju Banton want to bring down the government. You want to say that Buju Banton is embarrassed the government. So let us look at who is called Buju Banton a liar. Because you have lost your moral compass. There is nothing ethical about you. Detailing special immigration codes in his new one-year visa is an embarrassing and humiliating special waiver which read as 212 small d bracket 3 waiver of 212 bracket A 92C bracket 1, meaning that federal officials still have cause to believe that the applicant or visa holder has in the past been linked to drug trade as an insider, abettor, conspirator, and related activities according to the Jamaica Gleaner. Take this away, honey. Let us prove other evidence here, because we have other substantial evidence. Good morning, Mr. Darrell Vaz. How are you feeling this morning? I hope you're feeling quite good, right? Knowing to the fact that, yes, we are coming at you, right? Now, let us go to now the reason as to why your visa, sir, was rejected. Let us dig into that and expose you and show Jamaica, right, who is Darrell Vaz. Without any further ado, let us get into the meat of the matter. All right. Let us bring up that. Now, yes. Thank you, honey. Right? I hold your club, sir. This morning. All right. People's National Party activist and former Information Minister Colin Campbell has involved. Oh, okay. All right. Let us. hold on. Is this, hold on, people.
That's the only one that is there.
Okay. All right. Apparently, this is not the information that I am actually searching for. It seems like I put up, you know, because I do this. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see. Let me see if I can say, where's my phone?
In front of you.
Okay. Let me see what is happening here, people, because I want you just stick with me, people. Because, you know, Mystic Sensation, we want to make sure we present every document source, you know, right? Let me see what we have here. Okay, let me see if we can send this again. All right. Okay. Okay, should we, okay. Okay, this, here it is.
Send it to me again. You send it?
Okay, so it read differently.
There, that's what I checked
Okay.
it several times and it kept coming up, so I thought that's what you wanted.
Okay, let me send it to you. Pick it up on it. Pick it up at the, yeah. Because when we are presenting the evidence, we want people to follow us, right, chronologically, right, to make sure that we are dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's, right? That's why we have our people follow Mystic Sensation for the facts, nothing else but the facts. Okay, so let us share that. Okay, yes, this is what we want. This is what we want. Thank you. Thank you, honey, for that. All right. Now that we have the information, let us get there. So, Darrell Vaz, now let me speak to you, right? Since the evidence is here, the information is here, sir. Let me get into the meat of the matter. November 8, 2019. The sender said he isn't sure about here. The real reason why Darrell Vaz lost his US visa. Everybody has been busy speculating and lying about the reasons for the revocation of Philip Paulwell's visa. Some of the stories read like an action movie, some like a thriller, and others appear to come straight from Fantasyland. Yet, as we read and digest the Disney-like fantasy about Paulwell's revocation, we hear no reason for the revocation of Darrell Vaz's diplomatic and visitor visa. And why? The diplomatic visa, which is granted under right of passage clauses of Geneva Convention, give ministers and diplomats a free pass to do the country's business. So why would the US rescind the diplomatic visa and the B1/B2 visitors visa on October 8th without a specific incident which breach the understandings under which the visa is granted? Now, the US government will tell you there were material breaches by Minister Vaz, which caused the State Department, people listen, FBI, and the DEA to all agree on the revocation and cause pressure on Prime Minister Andrew Holness. I want to read back over that line. So based on investigation, based on report collected, based on report shared, and here it is, right? The US government, based on investigation, based on report shared, the US government will tell you there were material breaches by Minister Vaz, which caused the State Department, number one, the FBI, number two, and the DEA, number three, to do what? All agree when they looked on the evidence, when they went through their report, when they investigate the intelligence, what happened? They all agree on the revocation and cause pressure on Prime Minister Andrew Holness. Now, so you kind of see why Vaz, the different Andrew Holness, and Andrew Holness, the different Vaz. Birds of a feather flocks together. Now, the incident involved Vaz. Now, we can get in it now, people. This is why the visa, you understand, being revoked. On the hear it now, people. Allegedly revoked. The incident involved Vaz travels to Mexico City to collect kickbacks from his Moon Palace Resorts connection for his role in the rooms and the beach deal. A prime Jamaican property. The payments of $2 million were made through the Jamaican Commission agent, but Mr. Vaz collected $475,000 in Mexico City. Come on, people. The financial transaction flowed through the US banking system, and Mr. Vaz was fingered because this transaction hit the Swiss system, and United States protect their US dollars. So as such, United States investigated him for that very same reason. When consolidated with US real estate and youth construction work at his house in Portland, on come take the bang around now, people. On look, Vaz was sanctioned. These funds were also used to acquire additional properties in Portland near Monkey Island. So when Darrell Vaz said Portland, a Vaz land, you must understand where the corruption come from, you know. When Darrell Vaz said Portland, a Vaz land, you must understand where the corruption is coming from. Now, the Moon Palace money also led to the Prime Minister backside. People, you come, listen. The Moon Palace money also led to the Prime Minister, who made a huge and illegal cash lodgement to First Global Bank in New Kingston. Andrew Holness, this a lie? Hey. People want to come here. Andrew Holness, sir, is this lie? No, which the US authorities have flagged because it violated US laws. Bangarang. The deposit was not reported as the law requires. This caused the bank officer, who is a strong JLP supporter, listen now, people, and acted as NHT chairman, to be fired. Andrew Holness, is this true or lie? May I talk to you, Andrew Holness? I may I talk to you, Darrell Vaz? Is this true or it is a lie? He has since been rehired at Jamaican Nation. Now let me give you a little hint of how Andrew Holness extend the corruption. Now, you remember, say, Dalrymple went into court and found guilty. She confessed to the criminality. What Andrew Holness do? Put her back in the cabinet. So I can read back over here so again see if you see similar thing I go on here, so. Hear it. The deposit was not reported as the law requires. This caused the bank officer, who's a strong JLP supporter and acted as NHT chairman, to be fired. But what happened? He has since been rehired at Jamaica Nation. You see the level of corruption. For once they have been identified, Andrew Holness practice, make them cool off for a while. Yes. And then after I cool off, we just bring them back in again. Now, let me read. He has since been rehired at Jamaica National Bank by Curtis Martin. The investigation at the bank has been blocked by Senator Dan Webby. Because on so corrupt, on so cover the corruption. Dan Webby, a GLP senator and chairman of GK Financial Services, however, the US FBI officers who come to Jamaica remain concerned about the transactions. The name Andrew Holness itself, along with Police Commissioner Anthony Anderson, came up for visa revocation with the State Department. Andrew Holness, is this a lie? Is this a lie? So when we are saying, Jamaica, that this is a kleptocratic government, do you believe that Mystic Sensation want to make mischief? Just like they want to say that Gargamel want to make mischief? People want to listen. Who want to hear, let them hear. The US authorities believe that Mr. Vaz is at the center of racketeering, money laundering, and other financial crimes, and their investigation in the US is pointing to the threatening the very existence of the Holness government. The matter is not over. Under Red Vaz, money laundering, we found that to be true. You are the one that monitor many accounts in SSL for the Jamaica Labour Party. Is that a lie? Is that a lie? The Jamaica Labour Party have multiple accounts in SSL. And you are the one who monitor it. Is that a lie? Take this away, honey. Now, my Jamaican people, you think me finish with him? Me not finish with him. I am going to show you now the art of the corruption. Andrew Holness, Daryl, Andrew, Daryl, Andrew. Andrew can't talk to Daryl because Daryl have Andrew's secret. And so then people must understand the three strong connection within the Jamaica Labour Party. We are going to call out them names now. They are the ones who are damaging Jamaica as it relates to corruption. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Daryl Vaz, and James Robertson. Those three in the Jamaica Labour Party, right? Hot, the cool, and the vicious. Hot, the cool, and the vicious. Those three persons is bringing Jamaica in serious disrepute. Terrible. Damaging the future of our country. Now, you think I'm lying? Okay. The next subject matter that I'm going to dig into is going to show you that Daryl Vaz broke the rules, the procurement rules, and Andrew Holness can't fire him. Andrew Holness can't even talk to him. I'm going to show you what Daryl that is concerned. And this is going to be very, very, very serious where this is concerned. Now, let us show people document 1. We are getting to the 110 school bus. And Daryl Vaz, remember, I know the Integrity Commission investigators are investigating this. So there is a new wave of investigation over your head. Don't rest. Don't rest. And now I'm going to put it now to Jamaican people. Now let us go to document number 1 as it relates to Daryl Vaz. Right? What sort of tender Daryl Vaz used as it relates to the 110 school buses? You need to know. Let me show it to you people. Look at this. Look at this, people. Right? Here it is, people. Here it is, public. Darren Vaz ministry used a competitive tender process to acquire school buses for the rural school bus transportation program. The first phase involved a contract with Elijah Limited, which was granted approval to import buses on behalf of the ministry. For the second phase, the ministry announced it would begin the procurement process with a new expression of interest tender by late November 2025 to acquire 150 new buses. Right? Now, phase one. The procurement was handled through a contract awarded to Elijah Limited, which import 110 used buses for the program. We're warning Darren Vaz that the $1.4 billion that you used to buy them 110 old buses here could have buy, you understand, 100 brand new coasters. Remember, we're warning Darren Vaz. Phase two, the procurement process for the next set of buses began with a tender for expression of interest by the end of November 2025. Inspecting and vetting, a dedicated team from Jamaica Urban Transit Company, right, inspected the buses to ensure they were safe and suitable for Jamaica. Take that away. So we show Jamaica people, right, the tender, right? People wondering, where am I going? Look where I'm going, people. Remember, right, that he used the competitive tender. Look where I'm going, people, with this investigation. Darren Vaz used the competitive tender as it relates to the 110 school buses. Let us go to document number 2. All right. There is no indication that no. Okay. Let us go to document number 3 first. Yes. Just want to show the Jamaican people something. Why you think I went there, my Jamaican people? I wanted to show you this. To show you the tender as it relates to what Darren Vaz used. Now, Jamaican people, here is the evidence. In Jamaica, a permanent secretary's approval is required for contracts with a value that exceed $100 million. People, I want to bear in mind in terms of what I'm presenting to you. In Jamaica, let me read that over. A permanent secretary's approval is required for contracts with a value that exceed $100 million. As per the Public Procurement Amendment Regulations 2025, for a value exceeding $60 million but not exceeding $100 million, approval is needed from the Ministry of Finance. And here is the chart. Here is a chart that breaks down. Not exceeding $60 million, the head of the entity, you understand, can sign off. Like the Minister of Energy, you understand, if it doesn't exceeding $60 million, Darren Vaz can sign off. Now, if it's exceeding 60 million, but not exceeding $100 million, the Minister of Finance, along with Darren Vaz, will have to sign off on this. Now, if it exceeds 100 million, the permanent secretary, right, the head of the entity, the Minister of Finance have to give approval if it go over 100 million. Take it away. Let me show them. Let me show Jamaica something, man. Let me show Jamaican something. I'm going to talk to you, Darren Vaz, and expose you to the Jamaican people. And expose Andrew Holness. Now look at this now, people. Look at this. There is no indication that a cabinet secretary specifically signed off on the 110 school buses as a separate final approval step. Instead, a letter from the Trade Board Chairman Danville Walker indicated that his agency granted the import approval to the private company Elijah on behalf of the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. Take that away. Let me talk to you now, Darrell Vaz and Andrew Holness. So then Andrew Holness, come in front of the class, and Darrell Vaz, come in front of the class. How Darrell Vaz get $1.4 billion? 140. Right? $1.4 billion, sorry. How Darrell Vaz get $1.4 billion to buy a school bus? The law specifically clear that anything over $100 million need the approval of the cabinet secretary, need the approval of the finance minister. Talk to Jamaica about the corruption. How did Darrell Vaz get $1.4 billion to buy school buses? Come talk to Jamaica. How did you get it, Darrell Vaz? Who signed off on it? This amount is not under $60 million, where you alone can do it. This is $1.4 billion. How did you get approval for it? So you tell me now that Andrew Holness allow you to go in a taxpayers' money, breach the rules, break rules, and take out the money. So then, how much Andrew Holness get out of it? Me just ask question. How much you get Andrew Holness out of it, and how much you get out of it? Because Andrew Holness allow you to do that. You're not supposed to do that. That cannot be done. So then how you do it? That cannot be done, Jamaica. How did you do it, Darrell Vaz? Cliff Hughes, George Davis, who claims that he's brilliant. Can any one of you guys over there, over the swim for all pool, can any one of you ask Darrell Vaz how did he come by getting $1.4 billion? And the cabinet secretary and the finance minister don't sign up? No. So then, Darrell Vaz, when you come out and you claim that Buju Banton, the government, is lying, you see the level of criminality that you involve in? When you come out and you know that a crime was committed, it is your nature, your criminal character to cover it up. So are we surprised? No. Are we surprised, Darrell Vaz? No. Now someone calling asks, where do you put Christopher Tufton? Well, my dear Colleen, you know, say me night to but I mean, we are talking about, right, the virus. Christopher Tufton is a what do you call that? What? Bacteria? These three, they are virus. Yeah. So we have to push them out. And as a matter of fact, I mean, I can almost say that 90% within the Jamaica Labour Party administration right, have criminal tendencies. And so then we are not leaving them out because we put out them 3 here. We put out these 3 because these 3, they are virus. But Titan, Mystic, and Melting Pot are their cure. And so then that's why we are highlighting it. So let me say this. And I'm going to open the phone lines for everyone and anyone, right, to call in and let us interact in terms of the presentation, right? Because me talk a little bit too much now. Me love the talking, you know. But I want to interact with people, right, in terms of any persons who have any views, you understand? Me could run the program, you understand? We have what? Another 29 minutes, right, to close the program. So we could put the program now into, you know, a call and, you know, interact program. So people, please, you understand? Call and talk to me, no man. Call and talk to me, Stick, no man.
The number is streaming across.
Okay, so there's a number streaming across, right? Now we have to make sure that as it relates to, yes, as it relates to our Jamaican people, we are here, right, to defend our Jamaican people. Now, let me tell you something, right? A lot of people will say, you know, Mystic Sensation, right? We are in a, right, such a crisis, and, you know, certain things must sort of tone down, but we cannot tone it down, because one of the reasons why we cannot tone it down, because this crisis is what Andrew Holness now is using it to tone up the theft. So we can't tone it down. And one of the reasons why we can't tone it down, because we see that Andrew Holness now grab on AdPem. So come on, we can't tone that down. We can't be in the space and no say, all right, AdPem is the entity that is going to be recording all the government aids that coming into the country. You understand? And where checks and balance, where you have, as it relates to the insurances that we have, right? Oh, you know, those monies will be coming in. As a matter of fact, Andrew Holness administration already collected half of that. Already collected half of that, right? And yet he's not transparent enough. He's not transparent on it. He's not telling the people that, okay, we have collected this amount and, you know, what we have. No, nothing. So then we can't be silent. And we can't sit here and say, okay, you know what, make certain things, you know, stay on the back burner and let us focus, you understand, on, you know, the disaster situation that faces us. Yeah, man, listen to me. We can deal with both of them simultaneously. You understand? Bringing back history and try to keep him on track to make sure, you understand, that this government, who's a kleptocratic government, stay in the course of checks and balance. And that is one of the reasons why I have to respect. When I said Dean Jackson Miller, respect, right, Zara Burton, because these two ladies are keeping, right, them unchecked, reminding people that, okay, we need to make sure that, and reminding the necessary authority that we need to make sure that this particular government, you understand, need to have, I mean, checks and balance, extra layer of checks and balance. And that is one of the reasons why, even now as we speak, right, knowing in terms of certain things happen, but yet, I know the government doesn't have a task force as it relates to the PSOJ, relates to the opposition, right, and other, you know, required agency that need to be there in terms of that task force outside of Parliament, right, to make sure that they very much focus, right, on all the contributions that we are getting, all the aids that we are getting in, right? We are getting billions of dollars of aids, and we want it to be accounted for. And we are seeing that the Prime Minister is suppressing information And, you know, it just goes to say that in spite of all the investigation over Andrew Holness's head, him just can't help himself. Him really can't. I really realized that, okay, this man really have a, you know, seems like, it seemed like genetic. It want to appear like, you know, he's a kleptomaniac, right? Him just can't help himself. Can't help himself. And I believe that no matter how he try, you understand, him just can't. And so then now we have to put him on checks and balance. Because as it relates to what Buju carefully stated, right? That you don't really expect any better. You understand? Because the head is rotten and it filters down, right? And that is what happened to this particular administration. When I think of it, my Jamaican people, let me say to you, when we think of it, right? And you look and say, okay, all right, we are going to try to be as fair as possible, right? Eliminate the political bias, right? And try to use history, right, as a guide, right, to keep us on track from not being political bias. So we use history. Hold on, I'm getting a call because this be like, you know, when we get in the call them. Yes, my caller, welcome to Mystic Sensation. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Mystic.
Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, man. You've been doing a good job here, your missus, my boss.
Thank you very much.
Because I'm sitting here and I'm taking in the show, yeah?
Yes.
And you're touching some points when I'm looking into these things and I'm thinking, all these guys still allow to in government after all these years, this amount of crime these guys committed, and still allowed to be there.
That's a wonderful question as it relates to, and let me tell you something. The question that you're asking is a very big question. The question the way you ask goes to the art of our problem. You know, let me speak to you as it relates to the question you ask. You ask, how can they get away with all the corruptions that they have done? My brother, there's nothing in the Constitution. Nothing in the Constitution that speaks about nepotism and cronyism and define it. There's nothing again in the Constitution that will say specifically that members of parliament, right, while in office doing the people's business, right, are not to involve in their personal business. Nothing like that. And so then they use these gaps, right, to hide under these gaps and commit atrocities to the taxpayers. So then you asking this question is to say to Jamaica that when you are voting, you have to put out there what you want your representative to do, to fight, to legislate for laws as it relates to an impeachment act, so that they can be impeached. So then we don't have to wait until 5 years, my brother. You understand? To get them out. But there's an extra layer of protection in the system so that we can root them out and we don't have to wait on 5 years to get them out. We are saying that when we vote, we need to make sure that the politicians in parliament are legislating on certain issues. So, my brethren, I hope that answer you. I have to run left you. I have to take a next call because the call is coming. All right? I hope I answer you, my brother. Blessings.
Let me just say one more thing.
Yeah, say it fast because I have to take a call.
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
Fast. Let's keep the fire burning, boss.
Blessings.
Sure.
Blessings.
Just leave it there, sir.
All right.
Thank you,
All right.
thank you,
Blessings.
thank you.
Blessings. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation live. Please go ahead. Thank you for calling.
Hello, Mr. Sensation.
Blessings, my sister.
And your wife.
Thank you.
Lisa.
and the boss.
Yes, yes.
Anyway, calling from the UK, London.
Thank you.
Mystic, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Yeah? Has anyone seen these golden job descriptions that the taxpayers paid for?
No. Right off the bat, no.
The taxpayers paid a great deal
Yes.
for this government, the Andrew-led government, to have job descriptions. It came at an expensive cost to taxpayers.
Yes.
Has anyone seen them?
What a very good question.
Gold to have cost so much money.
I love the question. Boy, the questions are coming in so, I'm so happy, But let me just say this to you. Remember that, you understand, as it relates to his justification of giving the 200 and 300% raise, right?
Yes.
That was one of the situation that he say he would resolve in giving job description.
Yes.
Remember that he spoke of that. Did he do it?
So now,
but then he paid out a lot of money for consultation regarding that.
Why would the public and voters not be entitled to see these expensive job descriptions that taxpayers pay for?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was one point I had to make. The other point I had to make. Dana Morris Dixon. She says she's an education minister and information.
Yes.
Yeah.
She is.
Right, okay. When she did her, she's done so many press conferences, you can't keep up with some of them. Anyway, but the point I'm trying to make, why is she going out and talking about spreadsheets? Yeah. First and foremost, when you have goods such as what's coming in for relief, you put them into a database, not a spreadsheet.
All right.
A database. So you know what aircraft it's come on. And all the goods, there should be what is called a manifest.
Exactly.
Yeah. This is not something like people are packing a barrel. Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're going to say, oh, I put two sweet corn and I put 14 beans. No. Right. This is cargo. Yeah.
Yes.
And whether it's coming by sea, whether it's coming by air, there's something that's called a manifest.
Yes.
Even when we travel. As people on airplanes, there's what's called a passenger manifest.
Yes.
Right? So you know who's on the aircraft, yeah? They know what goods are coming in. All that information, the manifest for all the goods coming in for under aid is supposed to go into a database.
Yes, you're perfectly right.
Spreadsheet.
You're perfectly right. Sister, I don't know if you are.
She doesn't know what she's talking about. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Yeah. A spreadsheet. We should think she's in high school. Yeah. It's databases. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So the other thing that I think that some people get mixed up is that we need to be clear. Yeah.
Yes.
That no country is packing up. Well, I'm not going to swear to it, and I wouldn't testify to this. But when aid is coming in two forms, it's either financial support.
Yes.
Or it is in terms of goods or services.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So when countries and some individuals are donating, that money is going into a bank account.
Yes.
Yeah. So that information, they know what's in that bank account. They just don't want to tell anyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Because they have to have the bank account details to transfer the money.
Yes.
Right. So whatever was given by the UK. Well, the UK, I don't think the UK actually gave any cash. They gave it in the form of aid, not cash. Yeah. So for those that have, if they're even donated, whatever it may be, it's going into a bank account.
Yes.
Yeah. So are they using multiple bank accounts? Yeah. Like one for the OPEN as opposed to the finance minister. Are they using different bank accounts?
I am not sure about that information.
Okay, right. So this is what I'm saying. You've got information minister that doesn't have the information. So I don't know what kind of minister that makes her.
Exactly.
Yeah. But she might not be privy to financial information. Yeah. Okay. And it may be that the aid, the goods that's coming in Jamaica, is a different department. So I don't know where she sits as information manager or information minister. Yeah. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Yes.
Yeah. But in terms of what's happening is that it's just unfortunate. There is tons of aid coming into Jamaica.
Yes.
What are they doing with all of this aid? Because it's not being distributed.
And that is a sad thing about it.
Sad thing about it.
It's not being distributed.
Sad
So
thing
where are they storing all of this aid? Yeah? Because even if it's coming by ship or it's coming by air, the items are being offloaded and the aircraft, they get landing fees. They get charged with it on the tarmac.
Yes.
Right? They get charged with it in the ports.
Yes.
They're not going to stick around.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're going to leave.
Exactly.
They're bringing the goods in, they're leaving. So where are they storing all of this aid? I think personally, they've got some kind of warehouse. They're storing up everything, but they're not distributing to the people that need it.
Exactly.
And one more thing before I shoot off.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember when all of these rescue workers came down. Yeah.
Yes.
Was it from Venezuela? When they were queuing in the airport?
Ecuador.
About 300 of them?
Ecuador.
El Salvador?
That's it, yeah.
El Salvador.
Okay. Has anyone seen them on the ground rescuing anyone?
No. No.
Because they were dressing all of their rescue gear, everything.
No.
Yeah? So where are they?
Very good question, my sister.
I've been searching social media high and low.
Yes.
And I haven't seen any of them on the ground. So where are they?
I don't know, but very good question.
Dressed, ready to go.
Yes.
Yeah? So where are they?
I don't know. You know, you touch a fundamental point as it relates to the amount of aid that we are getting in.
Yes,
but simultaneously,
Yeah.
the distribution of those aids, you understand, is so minute.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And I said one more thing, last thing. Yeah? Do you understand how the Starlink actually works? Have you looked it up?
Well, for me, I have never used a Starlink.
No. I've never used one, but I looked it up.
Yes.
Yeah? Now, there's an initial cost to buy the equipment.
Yes.
Yeah? And then there is a subscription that you have to pay.
Oh, yes.
Yeah? Yeah? So I'm saying that I understand that the comms is, the comms is really bad down there. They don't have it, yeah? But usually what happens from the UK side, yeah, you may get like 30 days to use it, and then after that you pay a monthly subscription. Yeah.
Yes.
And when I checked it from the UK side, it's about 80 quid a month.
Ooh.
£80 a month. So
That's expensive.
All these Starlink devices that are down there, yeah, are people working on the 30-day trial, and then after that they've got to pay a subscription? Because to me, the price is not going to be affordable.
That's a very solid question.
This is something that is bouncing off a satellite,
Yeah.
It's a satellite bouncing out, yeah? So you have to pay for the service if you want to use it, right? So even if they've got it, and the 30-day trial.
Oh, the service is going to be sustained.
It might be 60. When it expires.
Oh, the service is going to be sustained.
Yeah, how are they going to sustain it? How are they going to sustain it? But the biggest expense is the equipment. So, okay, they get the receiver free and what have you not. But trust me, they're not going to be bouncing off using this service without Elon Musk getting his money. Yeah? So it's all fair and well, hundreds and hundreds of Starlink devices being used in Jamaica. But once the free trial period is over, can they afford the subscription for it? Because it's not cheap, Mystic.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it there.
And
thank you for taking my call.
You're more than welcome, my sister.
Bless you both.
Same to you.
Where's
melting pot? Melting
pot.
No man, I come on later. If you don't see me in the morning, I come on later.
All right, okay. He's feeling all right though, yeah?
Yeah, man. Later, melting pot run out.
Okay.
All right. Bless up.
Okay, maybe I keep little jokes there from time to time. Keep it simple.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Blessing.
Thank you for taking my call. Have a nice evening.
Same to you, my dear. Same to you. All right. Yes, I mean, what the wonderful lady, right, is digging into, right, is, I mean, how the Starlink system is going to be sustained, right, after a 30 days trial period. And, it's very expensive as it relates to, what she just said there, right? The bottom line, it appears as if, while many of us are suffering, some people are profiting, right? The elites are profiting while we are suffering. So it seems like a situation like that. Let me talk to this caller.
Turn on the device.
Yes, caller, please turn on the device in your background. Thank you for calling Mystic Sensation. Yeah, you have your device on. Can you turn it off, please?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, go ahead. You're on live.
Hi, good afternoon, Byron, and your lovely wife.
Same to you, my dear.
First time I'm calling in.
Thank you.
And I just appreciate you, how intelligent you are and how you have the receipts for what you have to say. I'm calling you
All right.
from New York.
Yes.
And I really appreciate that your delivery of what you're saying, and you have all the receipts. And when people tell you to pipe down, please help me. Don't pipe down. They are a bunch of kleptomaniacs, and people need to know it, and do not hide anything from them.
Okay.
They're just a bunch of kleptomaniacs.
That's it.
Andrew Holness, Darius Vaz, they are kleptomaniacs.
That's it.
Pipe down, you are doing a justice for people who want to send things to Jamaica. They will send to the Red Cross or to a specific MP or something, not to them. The things that are being done there, there's no warehouse to put it. They are trying to hide it, and they will pick what they want and give their people the rest. That's what they're doing. So continue the great work you're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you.
God bless you too. All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Someone was calling us on. You want to call about that person? I think was what 1876 number? A Jamaican number. Okay. All right. For persons who were calling, we are going to try to, call you back, right? At least to hear your take on what we have to say today. All right. So we will be calling you back, guys. All right. Yes, caller.
Good afternoon, Mystic Sensation.
Blessings, my brother.
May I beg the United States to help us and save us from Daryl Vaz.
Well, may I beg him harder than you?
There is nowhere in the world. And most of what I'm saying is allegation, right?
Yes.
So we have to speak guardedly. But there's nowhere in the world can somebody fingered in so much thing and still in a position that they call him honorable.
Crazy. That's crazy.
Yes. Okay. One gone for a long time about a murder business, allegation. We leave it alone. And name did call up. Now see up in night. That same man stand up on a platform in Port Antonio and tell a superintendent of police all the bad of them where you can think about. And that is not an allegation. That is a matter of fact. That same man, Daryl Vaz, a man was speeding and get a ticket. And he want to clear up the ticket, and it's Daryl Vaz is the link man to a certain policeman. And I'm going to quote the policeman losing career. All because he link up with Daryl Vaz. Daryl Vaz fingered in that.
Yes.
Daryl Vaz fingered again in a land deal in Orcharius. If my memory serves me right, Moon Polish.
Yeah, you're correct.
Me don't know.
You're correct.
Pardon?
You're correct. You're correct.
Yes. Good. Money paid. Things not work out. Me don't know how money pay back. I don't know. This same Daryl Vaz, some watershed property somewhere in the Blue Mountain area. Daryl Vaz, again. You remember that one too?
Yeah.
Yes. Him fingered in that again. Daryl Vaz, come back again. Oh, scandal. Daryl Vaz, again. And we could go on and on. The United States, every time I say, look, I come back on my place and hold a visa. I think the wise visa, them did hold on for that too.
Yes, they did. They did. Both of them. Both of them.
Guess what? Daryl Darrell Vaz, our son, with some incident at Interpen and drugs business, and he was involved again. Darrell Vaz fingered in so much things. You know, there is a property, Fontana Pharmacy, cholera property. One of the link man to make them dig up that property where the cholera cemetery used to be. And between him and Desmond Mackenzie, Fontana Pharmacy and that property now, cholera property.
Yes.
No man.
Yes.
It's
yes.
too much for Darrell
Too
Vaz
much.
now.
Too much.
Too much.
Too much.
Too much. Now, and him take the something out of the barrel where Bujo Bantan said, but why the hell you come out and defend him? You know what I said to the suit, the man better if the man they just shut him out.
Well.
I'm not saying nothing about it.
Exactly.
Just stay clear right now, Darrell Vaz. Darrell Vaz, we're tired of you now, man. Resign now because Andrew Willis can't fire you because you will talk the rest in secret.
And that's no joke.
He can't.
All right. All right. Let me give you a minute to finish up because a lot of callers calling in and we want to give them a
I can't give way because
all
I
right.
think I make the point.
Blessings, brother. All right. Blessings. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Thank you for calling. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Thank you for calling. Okay, all right. Apparently, we lose that call. Someone was calling. Let me see if I can get you. You have to monitor the calling them now because the calling are coming in. All right. Yes, so Jamaican people, as you know, the last caller is saying that too much as it relates to Darrell Vaz, and that's no joke. Too much. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation Live. Go ahead, please.
Good evening.
Blessings, my brother. Yes. That sound like a Sean. A Sean is?
I am saying one.
All right, my brother. Talk up the things there now.
We've been a lot of places yesterday, so I did tell us we are going down Westmoreland, you know.
Yes.
We go all of them places except Negril.
Okay.
We never go down in a Negril.
Yes.
We go Hanover, all of them places there. I'm just send a few local picture.
Yes,
and
I
few
saw
local
them.
video.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the way I feel when I go up at Petersfield
Whoa.
Primary School.
Yes.
And see the devastation where people them under. Nobody them say these people now come evil, come knock on the grill.
And you know,
yes, that them a tell me that. Yesterday them a tell me that.
And you know, Sean, when we talk about when we talk about these things, people believe that we are lying or we are just want to just, you know, make it bad for the government. Now we are talking about 2 weeks after the aftermath of Melissa, and these people have not been visited by the government. Go ahead, Sean.
Them only make few local people come drop off what them want to drop off. Because when you give people aid to come drop off for the people them give specific people. Come here realize if you are PMP don't they not get nothing.
Wow.
And PMP people them give everybody. You understand? And the other thing when we say up at the two school I go Petersfield I'm go to primary.
Yes.
People stuck and piling at the high school. Family, me I tell about 5-6 people in a one room. Come I visit them, I go around them. But enough people don't want the camera upon them. They don't want you understand?
Yeah.
People want to keep them things private and wait for them, say them wait for the government. Because I ask the people them, and them say that them just them place them want. If them could have helped them with them place will give back them then like a self comfort there where them just feel at home, you know?
Yes.
But Good God, man. 300-400 people in a one local building like a apartment where, and a like original apartment in a way, privacy there and I go, body I see you know.
Yes.
Everybody I see you. And the people them want food, me I showing the videos that people want food, you know. Cause where we bring down there and nothing in a car, 3 times them nearly block the road for we, you know. 3 times them nearly block the road for we. Once somebody get and then call 1 million people for come down. You understand? But we now have the resources that we give. That's why I tell the people them water can't too much. Flour and rice and them things they can't too much. Because from you don't know people. From them have the food them find somewhere cooking.
Yeah. But you know, Sean, when based on what you are saying right now, and when we look in terms of the amount of aids coming in through the ports of entry, right? I mean, container loads, right, from all angles, and yet so many of our Jamaican brothers and sisters, as it relates to the pathway of Hurricane Melissa, right, are without food, without water, in spite of the. It's crazy. You know.
$200 for a look buckle of water down there, no? $200 for a regular buckle of water down there.
Well, you know,
So
the lady who called, yeah,
the money you can't get. Only the fire station them and the police station them have current.
Whoa.
And that's alone you can go make a call. And if them generator run out, the people them link gone down. Only the fire station them in a Savlamar. And then place there. And the gas station them.
Yes.
And them place they have current. The big man place them. And them place there. Look a poor man in there. Where if him get a generator now, where am I gonna put it? Him can't get him no want a generator. I want the place to fix up back.
Well, Sean, you mentioned that these people want their place to fix up back, and that is what the government ought to be done. But Sean, you hear the craziness of the Prime Minister claiming that he's helping and he has care, but he's giving how much it is $10 million per constituency. 10 million Jamaican in a Sean. 10 million Jamaican per constituency. Can you imagine that? And it is not every constituency is going to get the $10 million.
Then at the Jamaica, that's what you choose, you know, the dictatorship, you know. You understand? And when we come out as a people, them on the ground, this conniving man I tell you say a lie, I tell. Can you watch my page, you know?
Yes.
Him watch my page. That this man, him I show wife to say, see me up on my page. Him watch the things I'm gonna put up. I watch people. You see him this
Can you
morning
imagine?
come up on my TikTok page and watch me.
There's a thing on TikTok where you can see people who view your profile and view your videos, you know, see if it's true.
Yes.
You understand? Buju not telling any lie.
No man, government not telling a lie.
There is no man can send down things and pop half a barrel. You ever hear half a barrel pack?
Well, I have never done that.
Not gonna take a half a barrel if it don't load it.
Much money
Who is going to? But Sean, think of it. Who is going to? Yes, as my wife is saying, who is going to pay X amount of money to ship down half a barrel? Who is going to do that?
Which is more
expensive. Man, come out and wear the man they are prison for 10 years, man. Put respect on the man name, man. And tell the people them because me, you, miss a mistake on your wife.
Yes.
No. Say, and I know customer thief poor people.
Exactly.
Them go in your barrel and take out your soap, your toothpaste, everything. And enough that you hear on TikTok, everything. people that tell us a customer thief out them thing. So why this man come and I defend the people them like you and them did go do it and you defend them?
He's a liar.
24 overnight, you have to defend the people them and then I say you have a looking at
crazy.
the matter and you have video. Why you can't come out and show the video?
Exactly.
Why
But
put you I go left it in a phone and it reach a Spanish town, I want to don't know how it reach a Spanish town.
But watch this my brethren. Me could just divert a little bit as it relates to what you are talking about. See Mr. Eric McClymont, right, put up something that is very serious enough. Apart from people not having as much people not getting the aid that they are to get, there's a troubling disaster awaiting to happen, you know. With the first confirmed case of leptospirosis, where is the urgency from Tufton? This is just the beginning. We need medical supplies, disinfectant, J's. These areas need urgent cleanup. And remember that we are talking, you know, right? As it relates to evacuate those people from out of the zones of contamination. Do you know that you have several sewage lines? You understand that burst as a result of Melissa, right? And people are drinking water from this, drinking water from, oh my God, cholera outbreak. Hey, look here. It is, trust me, this administration, boy, believe you me, Andrew Ones is going to carry us down in the abyss of hell.
But when I try to show you, it's a mistake.
Yes, my brother.
You see the video them when I show you on the road, when I drive, all the big unit them though is cut the tree, shove it up on the people them gateway.
Can you imagine?
Block all entrance. So them house abandoned completely. Which is them forget the truck of the same man them in the community or want them places to fix up. And tell them say, all right, we'll come together. Help put them big tree at this truck area. We're going to clean up the place. Me know country people them now go sit down on a corner. But if you don't feel like the people them, if you feel like the people them are going to hold this, you know, Mr. Andrew, may I tell you, you know, because you listen me sticking, you listen things, you know, you have time for listen things, but you know, the people them work. Money. Yeah. Not even your wife step on phone like you. You understand? As the man we are lead, we. Me never see a fool fanatic like this Prime Minister, you know. Him in a parliament, him having phone. In the meeting, him having phone. Look how you see him being constantly in a fee, man.
But Sean.
People are tweeting.
Sean, this is the reality. Listen to me, Sean. You and I know, and the entire world know that the Prime Minister had flown, had taken an helicopter, flown over ground zero, right? And I've seen the devastation, the high level of this devastation. And that note, and that observation that the Prime Minister made, the Prime Minister went into Parliament and claimed that he's exercising his sympathy and empathy and offering $10 million Jamaican as it relates to per constituents. When you look, that is correct.
How much him Stonewall value for him house?
Well, exactly.
How much him Stonewall alone value?
Exactly.
One building that we're talking about, you know. How much him Stonewall value?
Right? And this one of the audacity. And well, the thing is, might be him can't really do better, you know, than the $10 million, you know, because really and truly, they rob up the country. Remember that the Auditor General is saying it's over $3 trillion unaccounted for, you know. So apart from Hurricane Melissa done the damage that it had done, right? Really and truly, the country, yes, may not have any money, and Melissa is now just proving that. So we are watching the Prime Minister, you understand, and based on the insurances that we have gotten as it relates to the catastrophe bond and other insurances, those are only dropping at the bucket, as it relates to the damage, the devastation, right, being done, You understand? And what, you understand, certain projection as it relates to how much it is going to take to fix back, you understand, the economy. So then, I mean, look at that. And even goes to show you the level of evil. When I say that this man is 100% pure evil, in spite of all of that, this man is creating mechanism, you understand, to convert those relief aids, right, into cash. Sometimes get for you understand, convert it to their personal use. That's what they are doing. Because when you look at this, Sean. Yes.
People start sell out the thing them where the people them care for them, for the people them,
Yes.
You soon say them up for them people, but that's why them now make no. If you are for them people, you can't come in.
Yes.
And them get them people for distribute and say them go do and take be a picture and put on TikTok.
Peer.
2, 3, 4, 5 people, 10 people, them put it on TikTok and make the people them talk a bag of things.
You understand? How politics come into this? The man use, you understand, the people them distress and a campaign and the people them distress. Him still a campaign after him thief the election. Still a campaign.
Still a campaign.
Peer.
Who not come out in them green?
Madness.
Come out in them ban. Come out in them from election done. Me now no ban. Me done with ban and me done. Me a Jamaican now because
exactly.
What I vote for is a change. Me never did a vote for my party now. Me a vote for a change. A change for my family, them when them come up, them can see a better tomorrow, a better Jamaica. And that me the vote for now, and that my wife vote for now. You think we the vote for Ray? We don't take $1 from them. So we're there, we broke, we're hungry. We still going on give people things worse than me. Me no food in my house, no eat food in my house, mistake.
Yes.
But the health and the strength of my have, me can't go work. For somebody who worse than me, I'm going to strengthen them up. Because when me left on the road yesterday, and you go for give certain amount of people, and when I see the people, them will come to me, I couldn't even deny them.
Can you imagine?
I couldn't deny them. If you were more than 40 at bag where we're not supposed to give away on the road like that, but we still give the people them when we see, because you can see the people them when needed. The strong people them we are running down, them no need nothing, them are 40 bag put on one side. The people them we are draw, and you can see them need help. People we are not idiot. We know when people need help. When we go a road, we see the people them we need help. Not the man in the bossy pants and the bossy shoes and then can move physical to make team. Me I talk about the people them who cannot help themselves. We can't move from point A to point B.
Exactly.
And them people them I talk about.
All right. Sean, me have to go run left you. Me forced to run left you because of the cars are coming and I want to give them a chance to talk to you. Yeah, Sean? Come catch me back later, Sean. Come on back later. All right.
Definitely.
Yes.
Respect our manners.
Yes. Yes, Carla. Yeah. I mean, I am totally confused, my Jamaican people, when we look on the amount of donations coming into Jamaica and what Sean, right, had experienced and sharing his experience to us, right? We wonder why so many people out there, you understand, still not getting the aid. Yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Thank you for calling.
Yes, I'm calling to talk about the vaccine that they're going to be giving, Bill Gates going to be giving your prime minister to kill off the black people then.
Okay, what vaccine is that? Because I don't know about that vaccine.
I was watching it on a show the other night on my WhatsApp, and that's what they were talking about. They want to go back to slavery. So all the thing that's happening in Jamaica, they're going to be pushing the people in the sea and let they have all kind of disease and die. Because the
Okay.
prime minister not doing anything, he don't care.
Well, I know that the prime minister don't care based on what he's offering, $10 million as it relates to giving it to members of parliament. And he flown over the area. You have seen the level of destruction. And to him, I don't know if he believe what I would like to ask him in terms of, what he believe that 10 million can do. You understand? How far that 10 million can give. Is that a true, you understand, assistance? I don't know.
But what you have to look into and what you have to see, how many days now since the hurricane, and you still have people that they haven't reached yet. Nobody get anything.
Exactly.
I don't see he's doing anything.
Exactly.
Everybody's talking, but nothing is being done. It's just like the singers and the dancehall people and everybody, like people like us in Canada and stuff helping out. They're not doing anything.
Well, and if you notice, Mark Golden, right, personally, you understand, has given some assistance. And while him being the prime minister, right, has done nothing.
Yeah, but again, like I said, I feel sorry for my people because I love them, but they were the one that chose Jamaica. And now, most of them is going to be dying off. So Andrew can build his city that he wants to build. And bringing in the cashless thing and all kind of. This prime minister don't give a rat's about the black people. He doesn't care if they live or they die.
Right.
And nothing is being done. Like I said, Mark Golden is willing to help, but he doesn't have the fund. And he's not getting, him and Andrew cannot get along. 1 minute Andrew say this and the next minute is something else.
Well, I mean, it is what it is, my sister. Right? Because, Mark Golden don't stand for the corruption.
No, he don't. But that's why I said, I told Hot Topic before the election that the JLP was going to win. But they're going to have power failure first. And then when everything come back, that's the time they're going to announce that they win. And so it done. Exactly like I said. What can one person be so wicked to his own people?
Well,
Mystic Sensation, we ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah,
Wait until the outbreak start because the people them is drinking the contaminated water.
There you go.
The dead people, them, the flies, the mosquito, everything. The funeral home is gonna be happy in the next 6 months from now.
Well, I don't know if Tufton, let me just say this, I don't know if Tufton have any shares in a certain funeral home,
Yes, he does.
So I'm just being careful here. I don't know if he has any shares in any funeral home, and you understand, and he's going to be benefited from people.
All the relief that they're getting for the people, they're giving their friend to open shop.
Well,
you still a little shop come up now selling this and that. One little bottle of water for $200.
Yes.
If you don't have money, how you gonna buy water?
All right. Here you go, sister. Well, sister, I hear you. Thank you so much for your contribution. But I had a caller's. Let me just blessing my sister. Blessing.
I really appreciate what you're doing, and I listen to you all the time.
Thank you.
So you have a nice afternoon and take care. Say hi to the wife for me.
Hi, wifey. Blessings, my sister. All right, cool.
Same
Bye.
to you. Same to you.
All right. Yes. Take the other call on. All right. So, look, Jamaica, when we see, right, the evidence that you have presented, right? Let me just, okay. All right. Yes, caller. When I get it. Yes, my Jamaican people, right? When, you know, yes, caller, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead. Yes, caller.
Yeah, bro.
All right. Yes. If you have the device turned on in the background, just turn it off because it's giving a feedback. But go ahead. You're on Mystic Sensation.
Yeah, what me the life for know, yeah. Come and watch everybody, I mean watch everything. I love your program, you get me, and your wife.
Thank you very much.
Love how not deal with it, you get me.
Yes.
But we want to ask, yeah?
Yes.
I want to know if anybody asks that. Do the government of Jamaica have a fund for hurricanes?
Well, well, I mean, the catastrophe bond as it relates to the insurance, right, and other insurances, you understand? They do have.
And they said they had some
So
emergency
why,
fund.
when I was watching everything, before the hurricane, I was seeing them evacuating people. There was cleaning out gullies. So if they can do all of that, what I'm saying, like, where's those money coming from? Why they never have money put them to
They have a disaster /
you
emergency
know what I mean?
fund.
Yeah, but I get where you're going as it relates to their preparedness. I think that is what you're saying, right? However, right, as it relates to the cleaning of the drain and so forth, right? Whatever budgetary expense, right, that will address that in terms of budgetary expenses. However, in terms of us getting any benefit from these insurances like the catastrophe bond, we have to trigger certain parameters as it relates to whether we have a hurricane and certain things. There are certain rules and regulations relating to those insurances before they can be paid out. All right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because the way it seems is like they're waiting on these funds.
Yeah.
But I think they should have funds already to help the people and before, depending on all these funds who are coming in. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, look, that goes to government proactiveness, right? That, okay, all right, we cannot stop a category 5 in terms of wind pressure. It is going to do the damages as it relates to the wind pressure. However, where it comes to the flooding, and if we don't have our drains, right, clean, right, and knowing to the fact that we are in an hurricane belt, we are not going to leave out of that hurricane belt. You understand? So it's, we are every year we have a hurricane season. You understand? From what period to what period. And so then it goes to the government proactiveness to ensure that, right, the amount of drains being properly clean, and so then it can quickly channel the high volume of water, so not, you understand, and to limit, you understand, the potential damages that can happen. And you know, I mean, and this.
So that fund, that burial fund, because they don't use up all of that money.
Yeah, we did get some burial fund, because a lot of people don't realize, you know, that we did get some burial fund, you know.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, the CRIF or something like that. Yeah, we did get some. So you're right. We did get some burial fund. And guess what? Honestly, I have to do some investigation on that as it relates to how that money was utilized. Yeah, so you're pretty much right on that. Because we did get some fun.
Because no one get money from the burial fund. I don't hear no one get money.
Yeah, we have to do some digging. I'm glad how you speak about it, because that trigger me now. You understand? I'm going to do some digging on it. Yeah. Thank you for that one.
So, I'm gonna like how all the people, I'm gonna like how the country around there. You get me?
Yeah, man, it's rough, my brother.
All the man I put it out there. Because the man, my teeth, they look like virgin.
Look like? Look like?
For real, man.
I'm a criminal. We're not going on corner and talk. They are. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is, my brother. And we call it what it is.
Bujo. Because I watch Bujo from
Well,
body, you know.
Bujo not tell no lie.
Argument about Bujo, because Bujo, I watch him from the other day. I feel when Bujo them get them visa, him dumb. You get me? Are the first bosom vice for the people them since him get back in visa.
No, I beg to differ. Hold on, my brethren. I beg to differ because several times, right? Might be you have not seen it, but Buju is quite active as it relates to speaking out against injustice. Yeah. Okay.
Before, say 2 years ago,
yeah.
Gargabel depending thing every morning, I burn the fire.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the rest of them, that is like Andrew Wallace acquired the rest of them. I'm gonna like that. Butcher for come out, Capitan for come out, Sizzler for come out.
Well, me now hear nothing from me now hear nothing.
Going back on a visa or not quiet.
Me now hear nothing from Capitan and Sizzler, so you understand. But I'm not saying that they are not speaking out against. I'm not saying that they are not speaking out against injustice, you know. It's just that I am saying that, you know, I am not hearing a consistent thing in terms of them, you know, speaking out against injustice, you know. That's sort of humanitarian conversation there, right? Yeah. Blessings, man, and strength. Blessings and strength, my brother. All right. Thank you very much. Cool.
Yeah, man, thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Blessings. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say big thanks to you all. Let me just give my wife the opportunity to close us out and catch us later. Later will be greater. Right, wifey?
All right. So blessings, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate each and every one. Thank you for making it such an interactive discussion. I'm gonna say stay safe, travel safe on the gravel until later. We'll link up.
All right.
So why you come to me with that foolishness, you know? You elect a prime minister, and is a prime minister run the country. It is time we learn to hold our leaders accountable for their actions and stop making excuses for them. Stop making excuses. Otherwise, go elect the people who really run in the country. And I don't want the right side that stupid argument. Hold the people you elect accountable and stop making excuses for them.